What's up, good people? Let's get back to it. Now, the Golden State Warriors. We need to talk about that. Get back to some sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the Tampa Bay Lightning going back for the third time to claim what was rightfully taken. We got to get the cup back. Tampa Bay Lightning. It's not going to be easy against Colorado, though. I'm going to tell you that off the rip. Now, let's go boats all day out here. Now, with that being said, let's get to why I'm making this video. Draymond Green and Steve Kerr have always been at a tug of war when it comes to coaching decisions, trying to keep him in line with his attitude, the whole nine. On who knows more, who knows what they're talking about. And there was plenty of times where Draymond was going to be out the league. They had just about had enough of dealing with Draymond. Then something magical happened. He smartened up and realized, wait a minute, I could be up out of here. Let me play it cool. And then we can go from there. Now, Draymond is a 3-time world champion. 3-time world champion. But his best years was in 2016. Ever since then, Draymond has lost weight and got on a diet. He's injured himself. He's preoccupied himself outside of basketball. He worries more about podcasting and being a personality than working on his actual game. Now, his basketball IQ is unmatched. He knows the game of basketball. His problem is knowing what to do in certain situations and being a threat offensively. Offensively, his skills have diminished from not using them. It's just like any player, when you're just chucking up shots and you're not really seriously working on your craft, it shows on the court. Draymond in 2016 is a lot more aggressive offensively and was meaningful when he was taking shots. So, he meant it. Now, here's the news. Because everybody always love to get to the point of the news. Like, what's the big thing? Draymond Green had never been pulled out of a game in late game situations. And to do that in the NBA Finals was different. It hadn't happened in any of these games. He's fouled out in 2 of the 4 games that they played. So this wasn't a preserving him from foul situation. What this strategy was offense, defense. Since Draymond's been playing better defensively than he has offensively, let's see how many times we can get away with these switches. Now, what they do is go in with a lineup where everybody's uh, has the opportunity to score a basket. So you can't really leave them alone offensively. So it loosens up, Steph Curry, because guys are not going to fall off and go float to Draymond. So when Draymond sets a pick, they basically going to leave Draymond open. So they want Draymond to float towards the basket now. So when he catches the ball, he can make an attempt to go up to try to score the basketball when he gets it. Now, if he receives said ball, then that's another situation where, okay, Draymond's received the ball. What is he going to do with it? Normally he was throwing the ball away, not even attempting to try to score, still trying to make an extra pass. And guys are getting the ball late in the shot clock. So offensively, he was starting to be more of a problem than the actual solution. So what they did was take him out of the game and went with someone who was a more of a threat to score that they couldn't rotate off of, to open up the floor for Steph to be more aggressive and to have more one-on-one, which worked out to perfection. Well, if situations call for more, then there'll be more. If it calls for less, then there'll be less. But to do that move was also a strategic solution. So I'm here to explain the strategic solution to you. In these situations, when it's late in the game and it's a tight game, 2 3 point game, and let's say there's about 2 3 minutes to go in the game, and you're going offense defense. Another reason why you don't want Draymond on the floor is he's not a strong free throw shooter. So if you have someone who's not a very good free throw shooter in these type of situations, you can't trust that Draymond's going to knock down 2 free throws. Then you probably want to go with someone who's a better free throw shooter in that scenario. For Draymond, it's a wake up call because once he got in the game, he played way better after they kept pulling him and putting him back in. And rather than going off, it was the coach's decision. He went along with it. Of course, he wanted to be out there, but he understands the business now. Draymond's a little older. That was 6 years ago. And that's another point. This is Draymond 6 years later. Multiple injuries have kept him hindered. 2017, 18, 19, he's had a whole list of injuries. And the basketball IQ is there. The heart, the determination, all of it is there. It's the actual what his body is going to allow him to do. And him actually being aggressive offensively. I think this summer he should really commit himself to wanting to be a better player offensively. You already got the defensive part down. You should be able to take a guy off the dribble and go 1-on-1 at least one time in the game. I don't think you're going to have any 20 point, 20 rebound games anymore. You know, you kind of the old man now, but you could still be a major impact out there. So, with that being said, I want to get your take on it before I move forward. I want to make sure that you guys understand that this is just what it is. Like, this is the, this is, it was just like, I look at it, I see everything. I see guys rotating, moving, going into positions, doing things that other people don't normally do. It was very telling to me, He was like, I can't believe Kerr did that. Well, the lineup was hot. So it's like what was happening on the court was working. They were faster, they were light, and Draymond understood it. He wasn't really with it, but he knew what it was.
Were you surprised when you got taken out when you did in the fourth quarter? It looked like you were not thrilled by that. And how did you kind of go through the offense, defense, kind of substituting it out towards the, at the end of the game? Definitely never thrilled coming out of the game with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in a must-win game. I'm not going to sit here and act like uh, I was thrilled. I'm a competitor, but at the end of the day, if that's what coach decides, then you roll with it. And I had to keep my head in the game, and whenever I went back in, try to make some plays. So that was just my mindset. Don't make too much of it. I've always been of the um, on the bandwagon of if you got something that's rolling, you stick with it. So it is what it is.
So there it was. He seemed like he's very content. You wouldn't have got that Draymond probably in 2016, 17. You'd have saw probably an explosion. But now it seems like he understands the business. It's a whole different type of Draymond right now, right? So Kerr feels better, coaching him. It's that guy that knows the game, but thinks it's one thing to know it and be able to teach it. It's a harder thing to get people to, you know, fall behind and say, hey, this is what it is. But everybody's talking about these theories. Draymond's leaving. He's going to play with LeBron. It's all over the place now. People are running around with theories. But it is what it is. I just hope when it's all said and done, when it's all said and done, and Golden State's got their third championship, their fourth championship, that they remember one thing. Carceno was right. And F Boston. As a staff, record label, basketball team, they fans, and as a crew. And if you're rolling with fake Kobe, then F you too. Yes, that's right. Oh yeah, on the Patreon, I give y'all a little sample of what I'm about to do to Vlad. Um, my Cash App is Carceno at Carceno on YouTube, and I'm out.